Hi, my name is Careina Reynolds, and my concentration is prison reform within marginalized communities.
I'm Saif Mozeb, and I'm studying criminal justice in the urban environment.
My name is Marisha Sadhu, and my concentration is the Black aesthetics, psychologizing and accessorizing like the traumatized.
My name is Cassia Thompson, and my concentration is real women, feminism through a cinematic lens.
My name is Joshana Olivier, and as of now, my concentration is called Culture Heals.
I was born in Brooklyn, but I grew up in Detroit for the early part of my life. And I moved back to Brooklyn when I was 13. And in both cases, I was living in low-income, minority-heavy environments.
I didn't go to a high school that had a supportive community or was really focused or really saw me as a student or saw me at all.
In my house, mental health, like depression or like anything of the sort is not really prioritized. It isn't something that like we think is real.
I witnessed a lot of, police brutality. A lot of people I know were arrested or killed. A lot of gang-related stuff. So I figured that I didn't want to be one of those people that followed that side. My dad pushed me to go to college and focus on studying. And so when I got here, it just felt natural to me to study about criminal justice and law and how to help impoverished environments and communities and rehabilitate people instead of keeping them in prison.
My father was incarcerated pretty much for a lot of my life. That experience of him being incarcerated and understanding that his incarceration also allowed my family to be incarcerated with him.
I had this idea of what being a feminist meant, and I had this idea about what being a filmmaker meant or a screenwriter meant, and being here at Gallatin just kind of debunked all of that.
My time in Senegal informed how I approach community because it's a very community-oriented culture, and I brought those principles and values back home, and I felt seen in that culture. And I said that this was healing for me, and how could I bring this to the youth in my world, in my community, in my neighborhood.
Once I started like BMCC or like even when I transitioned into NYU, I guess I really just started to care about my education a lot more. I had the opportunity to study abroad, which was like amazing. With I took a Gallatin course in Paris called Black in the City of Lights with Maisha Priest, and it was just so like beautiful to be surrounded by a lot of Black people, and I've gained so many friends, and I've built like a community and a family, and I'm still in contact with like the professor and the students from the program. I see them literally walking down the street every day.
I think being in this environment, because it's such a free and open environment, and it's not, classes aren't taught in the conventional way that other schools would teach them. You're kind of forced to listen to other people's ideas as opposed to just listening to a professor lecturing. And when you're forced to listen to other people's ideas, it opens up your mind.
Guide, as a program, first of all, also helps my needs. And this is so important because often, and this is what my concentration focuses on as well, it is difficult to see the possibilities of your life, like your chances, opportunities, learning opportunities, anything. It's just difficult to see possibility when your basic needs are not met, when you are in a mode of survival. And so Guide helps me with housing, with food, with textbooks, and that is very essential because I don't have to worry about that.
It's allowed me to really explore how I wanted to go about academics, and it's really been an amazing opportunity because I'm actually learning how I want to learn. One of the professors, Anthony Thompson, that teaches at the law school, he gave me a lot of advice, and he's helping me because I'm planning on going to law school after I graduate in May. He was hoping, but he's been teaching me a lot and been really taking me under his wing to make sure I get it going, and I wouldn't have been able to do that if I didn't come to NYU.
I really am not set in stone in how or what I'm going to do, but I hope that I can make a difference, and that's really like my goal.
Make movies that'll help young women of color to kind of see themselves in a different light?
I'm thinking of becoming a psychologist. I don't know how long that's gonna take.
Just taking all these classes have been able to just bring it all together. And, you know, it's been really prepping me. I'm really getting a grasp on how the things work, and hopefully I can put all this to use and really do some change with it.
How can I create the space where, or an archive that can like remedy this problem of like someone who doesn't know their history, and how could it heal the pain of that as well? Does that make sense?